People always said Mia and I were the perfect couple. We had our routines: Friday night takeout, Sunday morning coffee, and long walks in the park. I worked long hours at the firm, but I thought it was worth it. I wanted to give Mia the life she deserved. She'd greet me at the door, phone in hand. "Rough day?" I'd shrug, dropping my bag. "Just the usual." Jordan almost set the break room on fire again. She'd laugh, but her eyes never left the screen. "Tell him to stick to paperwork." I'd try to catch her eye. "You want to watch a movie tonight?" She'd nod, still scrolling. "Sure. Let me finish this text." I'd make dinner, hoping she'd put the phone down. Sometimes she did. Most nights she didn't. Jordan, my best friend since college, was always around. He'd show up with pizza and a six-pack, flop onto the couch and start talking about the game. He'd grin. "You working too hard, Adam?" I'd laugh. "Someone has to pay the bills." Mia would roll her eyes. "You two are hopeless." Jordan would nudge me. "At least you've got a wife who puts up with you." I'd look at her, feeling lucky. "Yeah, I do. But lately things felt off." Mia was always on her phone, texting late at night. She'd laugh at messages I never saw. I'd ask, "Who's that?" She'd shrug. "Just Emily, or work stuff." Emily, my little sister, called every week. "You okay, Adam?" I'd sigh. "Yeah, just tired." She'd press. "You sure? You sound down." I'd lie. "Everything's fine." She'd say, "If you ever need to talk, I'm here." I'd thank her, but I never told her the truth. One night I came home early. Mia was on the balcony whispering into her phone. I heard her say, "He has no idea." When she saw me, she jumped. I asked, "Who was that?" She smiled too quickly. "Just Emily, she's having boyfriend drama." I nodded, pretending to believe her. At work, Jordan noticed. "You look tired, man." I shrugged. "Just not sleeping well." He patted my shoulder. "You want to talk about it?" I shook my head. "Not really." He nodded. "I'm here if you do." My mother called that night. "How's Mia?" I tried to sound cheerful. "She's good. Busy." She said, "You can always talk to me, Adam." I thanked her, but I didn't say what I was really feeling. The next morning, Mia was already dressed, keys in hand. "I have an early meeting." I kissed her cheek. "Good luck." She barely smiled. "Thanks." At home, she was distant. She'd sit on the couch, phone in hand, barely looking at me. I'd ask, "Everything okay?" She'd nod. "Just tired. Big day tomorrow." I tried to reach for her hand. She pulled away. "I have to finish this email." I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. I remembered when we used to dream together, talk about the future. Now it felt like she was always somewhere else. Emily called. "You sound off. Is it Mia?" I hesitated. "She's just distant." Emily was quiet. "You think she's hiding something?" I sighed. "I don't know. I want to trust her." She said, "Trust your gut, Adam. Don't ignore the signs." I promised I'd be careful. Mia left for work, barely saying goodbye. I watched her walk out, wondering when things had changed. Wanted to believe her when she said, "I love you." But lately, those words felt like a promise she'd already broken. It was almost midnight when I heard Mia's voice through the bedroom door. I was half asleep, but her whisper pulled me awake. She said, "No, he has no idea. I'll see you soon. I miss you too." My heart pounded. I sat up, listening. She ended the call and slipped back into bed, pretending nothing happened. I whispered, "Who were you talking to?" She jumped. "You scared me. It was just Emily. She's upset about her breakup." I stared at her. "You said, 'I'll see you soon.'" She rolled over. "You're overthinking. Go back to sleep." I lay there, wide awake, replaying her words. In the morning, I tried to act normal. "You want coffee?" She nodded, barely looking at me. "Thanks." At work, I told Jordan. She was on the phone last night. Whispering, she lied about who it was. He frowned. You sure it wasn't Emily? I shook my head. I heard her say, I'll see you soon. Jordan leaned in. You need to find out who she's talking to. I sighed. I want to trust her, he said. Trust is earned, man, not just given. Emily called at lunch. You okay? I hesitated. I think Mia's hiding something. She says it's you, but I don't believe her. Emily was quiet. Want me to talk to her? I shook my head. Not yet, I need to know the truth first. That night, Mia was on her phone again, texting in the kitchen. I watched her, trying to read her face. I asked, Everything okay? She smiled, too bright. Just work stuff. I pressed, You've been on your phone a lot lately. She snapped, I'm allowed to have friends, Adam. You're always working. I tried to stay calm. I just want to know what's going on. She glared. Nothing is going on. Trust me. I nodded, but I didn't believe her. Later, I heard her phone buzz. She grabbed it and went to the bathroom, locking the door. I texted Jordan. She's hiding something. I know it. He replied. Check her call log. You need answers. I stared at the ceiling, torn between trust and suspicion. Emily called again. Adam, you can't ignore this. If you need help, I'm here. I whispered. Thanks, Em. I might take you up on that. Mia came out of the bathroom, phone in hand. I asked, Who keeps calling you? She snapped, Why are you so paranoid? I said, Because you're acting different. You're not the same. She turned away. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I sat alone in the living room, listening to the silence. My mother called. You sound sad. I tried to hold it together. I'm just tired, Mom. She said, You can always come home. I thanked her, but I didn't want to admit how lost I felt. Mia texted from the bedroom. I love you. Please trust me. I stared at the screen, wondering if I ever really knew her at all. Emily came over the next morning, worry written all over her face. She sat at the kitchen table, lowering her voice. Adam, you need to check her phone records. I hesitated. I don't want to be that guy. She shook her head. You deserve the truth. With her help, I logged into our phone account. There it was, a number Mia called every night, always after midnight. Emily wrote it down. Call it. You need to know. My hands shook as I dialed. A man answered. Hello? I froze. Who is this? He paused. Lucas, who's this? I hung up, my heart racing. Emily's eyes widened. Who's Lucas? I whispered. Her old boyfriend. From college. Emily squeezed my hand. You have to talk to her. That night, I waited until Mia came home. She looked tired, her eyes red. I held up my phone. Who's Lucas? She went pale. You went through my calls? I kept my voice steady. You lied to me. Every night you talked to him. She sat down, shaking. It's not what you think. We're just talking. He's going through a hard time. I stared at her. You said it was Emily. You said to trust. You. She started to cry. I didn't want to hurt you. It's just emotional. I needed someone to talk to. I felt sick. Why not talk to me? She whispered. You're always working. I felt alone. I shook my head. You could have told me. Instead, you hid it. She wiped her eyes. I'm sorry, Adam. I swear nothing physical happened. I stood up. It doesn't matter. You broke my trust. She reached for my hand. Please don't leave. I pulled away. I need space, Emily called later. How did it go? I said. She admitted it. She says it's just emotional, but I don't know what to believe. Emily sighed. You deserve better. I stared at the wall, feeling more alone than ever. I packed a bag and left that night. Jordan opened his door before I even knocked. He pulled me into a hug. You don't have to say anything. Just come in. I dropped my bag by the couch. I feel like I'm in a nightmare. He handed me a glass of water. You're not, you're just hurt. I sat down, head in my hands. How could she do this? How could I not see it? Jordan sat beside me. You trusted her. That's not a weakness. My phone buzzed. Mia's name flashed. I let it ring. Emily called. You okay? I tried to laugh. Not really. She says it was just emotional. But it feels like cheating. Emily said, It is. She broke your trust. Nodded. I just feel empty. My mother showed up the next day. She hugged me, tears in her eyes. I'm so sorry, Adam. I tried to hold it together. I thought we were happy. She stroked my hair. Sometimes people change. It's not your fault. I whispered. I don't know who I am without her. She said, You're still my son. You're still you. Mia texted again. Please come home. I'm sorry. We can fix this. I deleted the message. Jordan made coffee. You need to eat something. I pushed the food around my plate. I'm not hungry. He sat across from me. You're safe here. Take all the time you need. I tried to thank him, but my voice broke. He hugged me. You're not alone, Adam. I promise. I lay awake on the couch, staring at the ceiling. My phone buzzed again. Mia. Please, just talk to me. I turned off my phone. All I knew was that my old life was gone, and I had no idea what came next. Emily called me early. Adam, I found something. Lucas is married. His wife's name is Sarah. I sat up. You're sure? She said. I found her profile. She looks happy. She has no idea. I hesitated. Should I tell her? Emily was firm. She deserves the truth, just like you did. I messaged Sarah. Hi, I'm Adam. I think we need to talk. It's about Lucas and my wife Mia. She replied almost instantly. What happened? I called her. My voice shook. I'm sorry to do this. Mia and Lucas have been talking every night. It's not physical, but it's emotional. I thought you should know. Sarah was silent, then started to cry. I knew something was wrong. Thank you for telling me. I said, I'm sorry. I know how much it hurts. She took a shaky breath. We'll get through this, both of us. After we hung up, I felt a strange sense of relief. I wasn't the only one betrayed. Later, Lucas called. He sounded angry. Why did you tell my wife? I kept my voice calm. She deserved to know, just like I did. He cursed. You ruined my life. I said, You did that yourself. He hung up. Mia texted again. Everyone knows. My friends found out. I might lose my job. Please, Adam, can we talk? I ignored her. Jordan came home and found me staring at the wall. You look better, I shrugged. I told Lucas's wife. She deserved the truth. Jordan nodded. You did the right thing. I sighed. It doesn't feel good, just empty. He sat beside me. That's normal. But you're not alone. My mother called that night. I'm proud of you, Adam. You stood up for yourself. I tried to believe her. The next day, I heard Mia lost friends. Sarah filed for divorce. Lucas moved out. I felt a flicker of justice. But mostly, I just felt tired. Emily hugged me. You're getting stronger. I can see it. I nodded. I hope so. For the first time, I started to believe I could move on. The news about Mia and Lucas spread fast. I heard from old friends I hadn't spoken to in years. Some offered support. Others just wanted the story. Emily made sure I got out of the apartment. You can't hide forever, Adam. Let's go for a walk. We walked through the park. I watched families, couples, people laughing. I felt like I was on the outside looking in. Emily nudged me. You're allowed to be happy again, you know. I tried to smile. It doesn't feel possible. She squeezed my arm. It will, one day at a time. I started therapy with Dr. Patel. Her office was calm, full of plants and soft light. She asked, Why are you here, Adam? I took a deep breath. My wife cheated on me. My life fell apart. I want to move on. She nodded. That's a good place to start. We talked about Mia, about trust, about pain. She listened, never judging. She said, "You're stronger than you think. Healing takes time." I left her office feeling a little lighter. Ben, an old friend from college, called out of the blue. "Heard what happened, man. You want to grab coffee?" I hesitated, then said yes. We met at a cafe. Ben looked at me, serious. "You look different. Stronger." I shrugged. "I'm trying. It's not easy." He nodded. "You're doing better than you think." Back at Jordan's, he smiled. "You're getting there. I can see it." I started running in the mornings. The air was cold, but it cleared my head. I ran past the old school, the places I used to go with Mia. The memories hurt, but less each day. One afternoon, Emily handed me a letter from Mia. I stared at the envelope. "I don't want to read it." She said, "You don't have to, but maybe it'll help you let go." I put it aside. I heard that Mia lost her job. Her friends stopped calling. Lucas's marriage was over. Sarah moved out and started a new life. Lucas tried to call me once. I let it go to voicemail. Dr. Patel asked, "What do you want now, Adam?" I thought about it. "I want to live for myself. I want to be happy again." She smiled. "You will. One step at a time." I started reading again. I called old friends. I even laughed at Ben's terrible jokes. One night, Jordan made dinner. "To new beginnings," he said, raising his glass. I clinked mine against his. "To surviving." He grinned. "To thriving." I realized I was healing. Slowly, but surely. Mia tried to call again. I let it ring. Emily asked, "You going to answer?" I shook my head. "No, I'm done." She smiled. "Good. You deserve better." I looked out the window at the city lights. For the first time in months, I felt hope. Karma had done its work. Now it was my turn to start over. I started to feel like myself again. Dr. Patel's words echoed in my mind every morning. "You're allowed to move forward, Adam. You're allowed to be happy." Emily noticed the change. "You're smiling more," she said one afternoon. "You even made coffee for both of us." I grinned. "Don't get used to it," she laughed. "I'll take what I can get." I got a call from a new company. The manager, Mr. Reed, sounded friendly. "We'd like to offer you the job, Adam. Can you start next week?" I almost dropped the phone. "Yes, thank you, I'll be there." Jordan high-fived me. "Told you things would turn around." I started my new job on Monday. The work was challenging, but I liked it. My boss was fair. My co-workers were friendly. One day, I met Lily in the break room. She smiled. "You're new here, right?" I nodded. "Yeah." "Adam." She shook my hand. "Lily, welcome to the team." We started having lunch together. She asked about my life, my family, my favorite books. I found myself relaxing, even enjoying her company. After work, Emily texted, "How's the new job?" I replied, "Great. I think I'm going to like it here." She sent back a thumbs up and a heart emoji. Mia sent a message to my email. "I'm sorry, I ruined everything. I wish I could take it all back. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen, then deleted it. Lily invited me to a movie. No pressure, just friends. I smiled. I'd like that. We laughed through the whole film. Afterward, she asked, "Do you ever think about the past?" I nodded. "Sometimes, but it doesn't hurt like it used to." She smiled. "That's a good sign." I realized I was finally letting go. Jordan called that night. "You sound better, man." I grinned. "I am. For the first time in a long time." He said, "You deserve it." I looked around my new apartment, at the life I was building. I realized I was stronger than I ever thought, and I was ready for whatever came next. A letter arrived from Mia. Emily handed it to me, her eyes searching my face. You going to read it? I nodded. I think I need to. I sat on the couch and opened the envelope. Mia's handwriting was shaky. Adam, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I'm sorry for everything. I was lonely, scared, and selfish. I ruined the best thing I ever had. I hope you find happiness even if it's not with me. Mia. I read it twice, then set it on the table. I didn't feel anger, just a strange, quiet sadness. Emily sat beside me. You okay? I nodded. Yeah, I think I am, she asked. Are you going to write back? I shook my head. No, there's nothing left to say, she smiled. That's probably for the best. That night I sat on the balcony thinking about everything I'd lost and everything I'd learned. I realized I didn't want revenge. I didn't want to hold on to the pain. I called Dr. Patel. I got a letter from Mia. I read it, but I'm not replying. She said, that's a big step, Adam. Forgiveness isn't for her, it's for you. I nodded. I want to let go. I want to move forward. She said, you're allowed to. I hung up and looked at the city lights. I felt lighter. Emily came out with 2 mugs of tea. To new beginnings? I smiled. To new beginnings. We clinked our mugs together. For the first time, I felt free. Months passed. I moved into a new apartment with big windows and sunlight in the mornings. I filled it with secondhand furniture and hope. My job kept me busy, and Lily made life feel lighter. One Saturday, Lily called. Want to go for a walk? I smiled. Yeah, I'd like that. We strolled through the park. She asked, how are you really doing? I thought for a second. Better. I'm not looking over my shoulder anymore, she nodded. You seem lighter. I laughed. I feel lighter. I'm finally moving on. She squeezed my hand. You deserve it. We talked about everything. Music, movies, family. She told me about her parents, how she lost her dad last year. I shared stories about my own father, how I missed him every day. That weekend I visited my father's grave. I brought flowers and sat in the grass. I whispered, I'm okay now. I promise I'll live for myself. The wind felt warm on my face. I closed my eyes and let the silence comfort me. Back at work, Lily and I grew closer. She made me laugh. She listened when I needed to talk. We took things slow, no pressure, no secrets. Emily called one night. You sound happy. I smiled. I am, for the first time in a long time. She said, you deserve it, Adam. I'm proud of you. I thanked her. I couldn't have done it without you. She laughed. You would have found your way. You always do. I hung up and looked around my apartment. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. Lily texted, movie night at my place? I replied, I'll bring popcorn. I realized I wasn't the same person I was before. I was stronger, wiser, free. And for the first time, I was excited for what came next. A year later, my life felt brand new. I woke up early, made coffee, and watched the sunrise from my window. My apartment was filled with little signs of happiness, photos of my family, a plant that was somehow still alive, and Lily's favorite mug on the counter. Lily stayed over most weekends now. She'd wake up, stretch, and smile at me. You're up early again. I grinned. Old habits. She poured herself coffee. Big plans today? I nodded. Family brunch. You ready? She laughed. I'm always ready for Emily's pancakes. We drove to Emily's house. She was already flipping pancakes in the kitchen. She grinned when she saw us. Look who finally made it. Lily hugged her. You're the best, Emily. Emily winked at me. You're a lucky man, Adam. I smiled. I know. After brunch, Emily pulled me aside. You seem happy, I nodded. I am. I never thought I'd get here. She clapped me on the back. You earned it. Later, Lily and I walked by the river. She stopped, looking at the water. Do you ever think about the past? I nodded. Sometimes, but it doesn't hurt anymore. I learned a lot. She looked at me. Like what? I thought for a moment. That pain doesn't last forever. That family can break and heal. That I'm stronger than I thought. She smiled. I love you, Adam. I took her hand. I love you too. That night I sat at my desk and wrote a letter to my younger self. Dear Adam, you're going to lose things you thought you'd have forever. You'll be betrayed by people you trust, but you'll survive. You'll find new reasons to hope. Don't give up. Future you. I folded the letter and put it in a drawer. Lily came in, holding 2 mugs. What are you writing? I smiled. Just a letter to myself. A reminder. She sat beside me. You don't need reminders. You're living proof. I kissed her forehead. Thank you for being here. She leaned on my shoulder. Thank you for letting me in. We watched the city lights together, quiet and content. A few weeks later, Emily called. You ready for the big day? I laughed. I think so. I'm nervous. She said, You'll be fine. Lily's the best thing that ever happened to you. I grinned. I know. The proposal was simple. Just me, Lily, and the city lights. I knelt down, heart pounding. Will you marry me? She gasped, tears in her eyes. Yes, of course, yes. Emily was the first to congratulate us. Full circle, little brother. You made it. I hugged her. Thanks for never giving up on me. She grinned. That's what sisters are for. Jordan and Ben came by to celebrate. We danced, we laughed, we dreamed about the future. As the night ended, I realized that sometimes betrayal is the beginning of a better life. I'd lost so much, but I'd found even more. I was ready for whatever came next, and for the first time I truly believed I deserved it.